will you share with listeners a couple mistakes that you've made along your way in building your business?
Yes. And so one of the mistakes I made, I was going after the wrong people. I was going after the wrong clients in the beginning. And I thought that everybody was like me and wanted to leave their corporate job and start their own business. When in reality, a lot of the people I work with, they have a side hustle that they want to scale up, yet they still want to stay in their job. And so that I really had to start changing my messaging and changing my marketing so that I could attract those people. Because my mistake was assuming everyone was like me. But like, no, there's a lot of people who love their jobs, and that's awesome. There's also people who don't love their job and want to do something else, and that's also awesome. And so it was still tweaking my messaging and my marketing so I would find my people, but had to be a little bit broader than what I was going for. And so sometimes you have to niche down, sometimes you have to expand your niche a little bit. I had to expand my niche a little bit.
It's interesting because I think about that a lot. It's bringing up this thought about how when we're starting, there's so many people to listen to about ways to go. And, you can hear one expert say like niche down, you have to, that's your fastest path. And then other people, it's like, oh, actually you're too narrow. What you're saying is like, you learned you were too narrow.
Yeah.
So, for people listening, it's like it's taking the time to assess, are you in the right sweet spot of targeting the right people? Do you know exactly who you want to target? Are you in the path of figuring it out? I think there's that too. One of the mistakes I've made is I think I had a lot of issues with negatively comparing myself to other people that were way ahead of me in the game and expecting myself to be there really fast. And then it creates unrealistic expectations and a lot of, beat up of yourself. So yeah, great tips. Will you share tell us about SISU Life? What does that mean?
SISU. Okay. So this is one of my favorite words. So it's SISU is actually a Finnish word. So despite, the Italian looks and the Italian name, I'm Finnish on my mom's side of the family. And so we always grew up knowing what this word meant. And it means grit, determination, and tenacity, no matter the obstacle, no matter the odds. And so it's really kind of a spirit that a lot of the Finnish culture has and kind of how they approach life. And I just love it because my belief is that we all have a little bit of sisu within us. It's not about being Finnish. It's about taking what life dishes out for you on your journey and facing it head on and saying, I got this. That's really what it is. And it's also a little bit of a dedication to my sister. So my sister, Sherry, she's younger than me. I'm the oldest of three girls. She suffered a massive stroke last year in March of 2019. And she's very into our Finnish heritage. She has like a Finnish tattoo or a Finnish flag tattooed on her foot and everything. But she's kicking butt. She survived the stroke. And this was like big, massive stroke. She survived the stroke. She's at home with her family. She's still recovering. And it's kind of a dedication to her because she is like the physical embodiment of Sisu, the best example I have ever seen. And so it's really become the brand of my family. I use it a lot in my branding and my marketing. And it's just such a cool concept to talk about. I mean, come on. We all have Sisu in us. It's so awesome.
I love it. It's very NFA. I don't know what you know about my business, but it's NFA, no fucking around coaching. So
that's very much what it is.
Yes.
It's like, suck it up. Let's go. You got this.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think it's it is a powerhouse mentality. And I think that it's also the entrepreneurial mindset, right? It's like, okay, are you willing to go the distance and have that tenacity? And you said grit, determination, tenacity?
Yep. Grit, determination, and tenacity. Awesome. There's no direct translation into English.
Yeah.
It's kind of the definition I gave it. So.
Yeah. I'm curious. Okay. So balancing that, because something I've been working on a lot this year is NFA relaxation, where I also go like, okay, there's a time to push and a time to relax, like there's a time to sow and reap. And so I've been playing with that a lot in my manifestation skills and helping people with that. And so what do you think about like, what strategies do you use in terms of keeping that fire going for Sisu and then balancing it out through, let's say, self-care practices that I think a lot of entrepreneurs don't do well?
That's a great question. Wednesdays, you are not getting on my calendar. Wednesday is family day. My kids get done with distance learning school early. So that's like fun time. we can be out touring, climbing a mountain in the afternoon. And so I just block Wednesdays. You're not getting me on Wednesdays. And that's like a personal boundary I've had to set with clients, and that's fine.
Smart. Yeah.
Also, I'm very, it's very simple, but it's calendar blocking. It's like, I'm not taking a meeting until 10 a.m. because I need time for me to like drink a gallon of coffee. I need time to help my kids get started with school. I need time to do things I need to do for my business. And so it's like, I take clients between 10 and 4, and that's it. And it's not every day. And so it's simple things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's that self-care is so important. And I know self-care is more than like bubble baths and bonbons and wine by the pool. And as exciting as those things are, it's taking time to like for yourself to really think about you, keep your clarity on you, your clients, and your business.
To listen to the full episode, head on over to nfacoaching.com, hit the podcast link, and it'll take you to all of the full episodes. And go ahead and leave some comments. I'd love to hear from you to know how these inspirational interviews, tips, and tools are impacting you in your life and business. And be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on any of the Max Potential Habits episodes.